had the pleasure of listening to some of the speakers with their brilliant contributions made to the society, and a big salute to all of you and a big round of applause from my side, particularly from here. Just wanted to tell you about my present cap, now no more health, so it's education. We've started one PMU, Project Monitoring Unit, with the help of Think Through Consultancy. The idea was that, again, to tap the CSR funds in such a way that it's mutually very satisfying, both for the government and for the companies. We found a couple of issues. I started tapping this CSR as long, I think 2014 or whatever it started, 4 or 5 years back. In whichever capacity I have been working. And I found 2-3 issues. The companies would do all that the government is doing, but in small pockets. There were areas where there were duplications also. There were areas where, in a way, there is a resource wastage because somebody else is also doing. And sometimes there were misappropriations also because the same picture was shown by 5 different agencies to 5 different donors. So the effort that we made was that let's bring together all the stakeholders, be it in NGOs, be it government, or be it corporates. And we created this small unit. We created a website also. It is called nammashale.com, where we are trying to project to the companies as to where is the requirement in education sector. Just for your information, government spends such a huge lot of money, but unfortunately gets no credit for it. Always there is discredit, because we always see what is not given. For example, in education department, it has the biggest budget of the state in any department whatsoever. We get about 28,000 crores per annum. We are taking care of 1 crore children of the state. Of them, 60 lakh children are in the government or aided schools who require all these inputs. 90% of this budget goes for paying the salaries of 2.5 lakh teachers. Rest of the money goes for giving, uniform, textbooks, shoes, midday meals, and bicycles, and so on, whatever the schemes are concerned. I hardly am left with the money required for the icing on the cake. And that is simple things like, the building is in a good condition, well whitewashed, or it has a computer lab, or it has, the training facilities, or things like, which are not so elementary, but they are required very much today in the competitive world. Why should a government school be any way less than any other private or reputed schools? That is the question that hurts me now and then, and that's why shamelessly I go over with a begging bowl. And I find that this exercise is mutually very, very satisfying. The corporates find it so easy to work through this system because earlier, some of them told us, that we want to do something, but we don't know where to pitch in. And you made things so much easy for us. Secondly, believe me, it is easy to contact a secretary of a government department than to go to a field officer, say block education officer. Some of you might have experienced. And I used to say, I should have been Tahsildar, not an IAS officer. That is more reputed actually, more powerful. But this system that we've created is to facilitate your scaling up, facilitate your interaction with the ground functionaries so that there are no obstacles. Unfortunately, even for good things, even when you're offering something to the system, there are so many obstacles. There are people asking 10 different questions unnecessarily rather than really facilitating. So we've kind of trained our own people also to receive such proposals with open arms, we've also streamlined our system in such a way that we've created one simple MOU, just 4 lines, that I on behalf of so-and-so, want to contribute in this way to this school or this number of schools or whatever you want to do. And this is signed by my lowest cadre of administrative functionary, be it the headmaster or a block education officer or a deputy director, whosoever. You don't need to move files. So wherever you want to do, the person there will sign, has been authorized to sign. And that MOU is valid for as long as you want. And with that MOU, things become then streamlined, so you can start working from day one. Secondly, we've tried to put it on a transparent platform. So whatever MOUs we enter into, it is right there on the platform. So company A is doing this, company B is doing this. Maybe there are synergies, in between. And then no duplications are possibly, there. That's what we avoid. We have excellent, examples of collaborations we've had. Well, Satyasai Seva Trust, Annapurna Trust is one brilliant example where the children have the problem of malnutrition, for example. And yes, we were giving midday meals. I spent 1,600 crores a year to provide midday meals. Now, as I said, icing on the cake, Annapurna came up with one protein powder. I think they've displayed it also, to add to the milk that is being provided by government under the scheme called Shira Bhagya. So, my problem was that children will not like plain milk, and this is made out of milk powder because it's a bulk. So just by adding this protein powder, the taste was enhanced. So some chocolate flavor and all, children love it. And not only that, the nutritional levels have gone up amazingly, and they have documented it. So I think this is something which is so basic that without a sound body, sound mind will not function. So I'm sure we'll have more and more healthy children working on these lines. We've also got beautiful partnerships, let us say, with Rotary. Rotary has come up with a proposal that they would provide digital e-content learning material with a projector or a television set or something in all the schools in phases. And it has to come with a matching thing. So the school should contribute, let us say 20,000, and they contribute 20,000, and that's how it comes up. So, I can just go on counting the projects which have come up and the number of companies which have come up, call it Samsung or Biocon. I think name it, everybody's there. We are in IT hub, we are in Silicon Valley of India. And I have again been begging all the IT companies, please give me your computers, which you are anyway discarding as obsolete. Let my children play with that computer and learn and be conversant with digital format of education and learning. On skilling, we have made a big headway. A lot of agencies have come forward. That would just bring me to some very critical changes we are bringing to the education policy. All of us have grown into the old format of educational curriculum. We are trying to bring very dramatic changes, and some of the changes are, which make you all feel that let me be a child again, that all the subjects will not be compulsory. So if I'm not good at maths, let me not study maths and get failed. Why should I be branded as SSLC fail? So sports is a compulsory subject. I'm good at sports, let me get medals for my country and my family. Why break my head with science or maths or whatever? It just doesn't, get along with me. So things like that. Apart from that, we are reducing the curriculum size considerably, and we are asking the children of 9th standard, what didn't you like in 8th standard? And that goes, so democratically, that things which are not really going happily with the children, I think it's time to reorient them, repackage them. We also have a beautiful child tracking system. So all the 1 crore plus children their student achievement tracks are being available online with Aadhaar linkage. and we know what is the trend, which subject, which class, they're not doing well, and then we give them the supplementary educational inputs to ensure that ultimately we are not satisfied with 70% results or 80% results. We want all 100% children to be on par in the sense at least not below average. So in whatever field they wish to do well. So there's so many different ways. I just think that this kind of partnership between the corporates and the government institution can be a merger of the best of both the worlds, as if, because you've all been so good at innovation, so good at creativity, and you have created wealth, you've created repute for yourself in whichever way you started. Now it's here that without really, spending is not important. It's not just the money. It's ultimately, again, the passion, the contribution that you make, the ideas that you give, the voluntary time that you give to the development of these children who are the future of our nation. I think there can be no better goal individually or as a community. So I thank you once again for being here, for sharing your thoughts on it, and committing yourself for this future beautiful journey that we'll all work together and get plenty, loads and loads of blessings in return. Thank you.